So, Black Lives Matters is actually, for me, it's a very broad subject, and I think just one view or one person cannot do justice to the subject in its entirety. For me, the 3 points that come up anytime the subject is, brought about is, for me, the system. That is number one. The mindset, and then number two, the lifestyle. The lifestyle of people. You might want to, starting from the lifestyle up, you might want to look at it from the point that how do I even relate with people? How do I relate with the person of the person of color? How do I relate with such people? I think that is where the conversation should start. And so, when we're able to tackle it from that route, then we'll then be tackling issues as to clothing. How are clothing's made? How is the fashion industry? How is it belittling people of color? How is it esteeming the other side? So the conversation has to happen across board, if not simultaneously. From because I feel if it's done simultaneously, we achieve a much more rapid effect that can help change things over time. Because then we want to look at the point where how does clothing designed by designer A esteem people of color? How does it belittle them? How does a particular clothing strip the identity of people of color? How does it esteem the other side? So we might also want to look at this from all sorts of angles. We then come to like cosmetics. How is it that a person of color buys a particular brand of body lotion or something, and then person begins to use it, and the skin color begins to change? You see all these things. Like, for me, Black Lives Matters, it's that is where for me the conversation should start. How is body lotion, just a mere body lotion of any other brand, of any brand, when I use it or when someone uses it, and then it begins to change the color of the skin color of the person? How does it how does it work on my mind? How does it what does it tell my neighbor? What does it tell my children? What does it tell my family? What does it tell my friends that I'm insecure about my color? I think that is where the conversation should also start. And then we look at adverts, on billboards. Back in Africa, you have all sorts of billboards up. And then sometimes you have billboards marketing to the black community or the black audience. And then you have fair skin and sometimes very light skin. I mean, people, you ask yourself, no, this is not the melanin we know. This is not the black we know. Where is the concern? Are you trying to tell me that I should have my skin turn into that? Then does my life really matter to you? Then I come down to the second point, still climbing up the ladder, to our mindset. How do you see me? Do you see me as a human being, or you see me as another animal from the jungle? So all these, for me, it starts the conversation of Black Lives Matters. Because then, if all these things, if the lifestyle is looked at, if the mindset is looked at, then it affects my last point, the system. Because the system is us. And so if we don't tackle it right from the roots up, then we might have a system that is equal, a system that puts all of us in place, but then the people to enforce that system aren't really making it work. So for me, that is where the conversation also starts. So, like I would say, for people of color, I think is also um, to our best interest to also be initiators. We've been initiators, checking the history books, being initiators, but I think this is a time for us to step it up more. We don't want to be an instrument just making noise and not giving of melody. We want to do that and do it well. We are pushing forth a song, we are pushing forth a melody, we are pushing forth a rhythm that can get the attention of people, not just mere noise. That anyone listens to goes like, what's happening? And then, so for me, these are the starters for me. Like, we would have to, so bottom up, we would have to look at the lifestyle, the mindset, and then the system. So this has been Mauli Ejabing, a documentary photographer from Ghana. You can also find my works on Instagram at mejabing.